We have fire. To the coal. Hello, Bill here with Pale Horse Survival and Tactical. Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to take a look at the incense cedar. Botanical name is Cedrus decurrens, and that's what I have right behind me here as a backdrop. The incense cedar will always hold a special place for me, being that it was the first wood that I ever achieved a coal with when I was learning primitive fire making, and it'll always be very special to me. Matter of fact, it was this tree's wood that I did so. The incense cedar is native to Eastern Asia, the west coast of the United States, from Oregon, California down to Baja California, and throughout Nevada. It's a drought-tolerant tree. Prefers very dry conditions. It's a great wood for primitive shelter building, trappers' cabins, etc. In that, due to the high tannin content of the wood, it's naturally pest resistant and resistant to rot. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this, and we'll take a look at the bark and the leaves. Before we do that, though, I was up in the Sierras not too long ago, and I made a pair of improvised bushcraft snowshoes from an incense cedar up there. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few clips from that video. Do a teardrop shape, and then up here we're going to bind the tail end and just use a square line. And to increase the surface area so the shoe doesn't sink into the snow, I just ran some green cedar bows through here. You can run, dry sticks or whatever you can find through there, and just run them through and build up a layer. And you want them to overlap over the front and the rear. This is just another alternate method, very quick and easy. There we go, much better. And you can find that on the channel under improvised bushcraft snowshoes. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this tree here. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. The incense cedar has a very unique branching pattern. Has these long, sweeping branches. They go out laterally from the main trunk, and oftentimes they'll go all the way down to the ground. It's one characteristic of this tree. This is the main trunk here. The trunks are usually pretty heavily furrowed. And another way to identify this is look at the lateral branches. They're very scaly. Always very scaly branches. And the leaves are flat and scale-like. These trees are evergreen, meaning that they keep their foliage year-round. They don't drop their foliage in the fall, as a deciduous tree or shrub would. These are very aromatic. If you ever used pencils as a kid, and you smelled the very aromatic smell of the wood, more than likely it was made from an incense cedar. They did make pencils at one time with these. I'm not sure if they still do. And this tree has a few medicinal uses that were used by our native people. You can take it's a strong immune system booster. It also strengthens the respiratory system. It's also an expectorant. It helps to get rid of mucus from the lungs and the bronchial tracts. You can take the dosage is roughly a teaspoon of needles to a cup of water, or leaves rather, not needles. Place it in there, pour boiling water over, let it steep. It'll turn kind of a tea color and drink it down. I wouldn't recommend using this for by people who have kidney issues because of the tannin content. It's a little rough on the kidneys. It's also a diuretic. It'll induce urination, and the tannin content acts as an antimicrobial, purifying and sterilizing the urinary tract. You can also use the tannin if you take some of the bark or the leaves and steep them until the water turns a bourbon color. That's a high tannin content in the water, and that's a very antibacterial, antimicrobial, and antifungal. You can use that topically to cleanse wounds, as a mouthwash, even a body wash, due to its antibacterial qualities. And this is the incense cedar, Calicedrus decurrens. Definitely one of my favorites. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, I will see you very soon on the next one. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.